Hello. So, you're here with me again, Heather. It's really good to have you with me. Hopefully somebody is going to be watching this while I'm live. Unfortunately, I won't be able to see you because my computer has decided to have a hissy fit and it has a blank screen, which is very, bless it. So I'm really sorry if you hop on and I don't see you. Hi Deborah, I can see people when I'm on this screen, and then as soon as I put you up onto the thing where I show you stuff, then I can't see anyone. So so it's good to know somebody's watching me. Actually, apparently 3 people are watching me. Only it doesn't tell me who. Okay, other than Deborah. So hi Deborah. I'm going to show you now how to. Oh, morning, Kirsten. I'm going to show you now how to do up the inside of the box that we did the outside of last week. So I'm going to somehow switch you around. There it is. Oh, and thank goodness. Okay, let's go there. All right, that looks good. So you might remember that this is the box that I actually showed you I'd already done. I've now managed to turn this around so it actually pulls out in the right direction, and it pulls out to there. So unfortunately now everything is upside down unless you're left-handed. So potentially if you were left-handed, then I guess it would work. Or maybe that's right-handed. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to now show you how to do this inside bit. So this is the box that we created last week. Obviously we didn't create the box itself, we actually just decorated the box, and there goes my computer dinging now, so bless it. I've also added on a couple of the little champagne pearls because I thought they actually went really nicely with that background. And I'm just going to press the quiet button on my computer. Hopefully that worked. Okie dokie. So inside this I have put some of the materials that I'm going to use. So I can't remember if I mentioned last week that we're actually going to be using note cards and envelopes. So note cards and envelopes just come as a pack. I have a feeling that there might be about 20 in it, but they're really handy because they actually fit inside this. So potentially you could actually make a whole heap of cards and envelopes and then just give that to somebody as a present. So I did that for my mum earlier this year with some Christmas cards in it, which she was very grateful for. So so that was good. She said, oh, I was just thinking that, you know, I needed to get some nice Christmas cards. And at that point in time, they weren't allowed out anywhere. So so I thought, oh, maybe I should send her some. So what we're going to do is create a concertina effect. So to do this, you want to have one that's going to go... Now, make sure I'm going to get this the right way around this time. So it needs to go... Let's have a look at this one. Hang on. Okay. Okay, so obviously it needs to sit in that way at the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to pull that out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to concertina the envelopes with the cards together so that you end up with it like this. Okay, so let's just pop that down onto there. We're just going to add a bit of glue. I would lick it and stick it, but I did that last time and then it makes it really difficult to move it around. So I figured actually maybe if I just glue it, it would actually be a lot easier. So pop that up to the fold line there. Make sure that it's right. You've got that little bit of wiggle room with it when you've got the glue, so that's all good. There we go. All right. So that's our first one. Now which way is it going? That way. Okay. So what I then do, because the envelopes are kind of flimsy, is I actually then take a whole card and put half of the card underneath this one. So then we're going to just take the glue again and glue like that. and make sure that this is going to be right. So we had it coming out of the box like this, and then it goes into there. And let's pop it down like that. Hopefully this is actually in the screen when I'm doing this and I'm not actually sort of like pulling it out into the corner. So I'm terribly sorry if I am, and I can't see whether I am because I have no comments and I can't see your comments, which is kind of frustrating. I would really like one day to be able to manage to set this up properly and not have my computer say, no, I don't want to do that. Now, the next one, you kind of want to line it up with the envelope underneath it, if that makes sense, rather than with the card itself. Because if you line it up with the card, you're going to find that, let me just turn this over, it actually starts to sort of come out sideways a bit. So, this one, we are going to line up here. I'm just going to make sure that I've got it the right way around again. Yes, got it the right way around again. So I think what I'm going to do is actually add glue onto the side of this, because I don't want to add glue onto there because otherwise it might be too far over. And then just going to add it down the sides like that. So does that make sense that I'm putting it on the side of the actual card itself and then on this part of the envelope, so that I don't end up with glue in a place that I don't actually want it. So this way you can just stick that down and that should be right. Yep, looking good. So now we've got those three. So far we've used one card, 2 cards and 2 envelopes. And we're just going to pop in one more card. You could use another envelope as well if you wanted to, but then you'd end up with sort of a bit of a flimsy bit on the end, which I'm not so keen on. So you do end up with a bit of a random envelope at the end of it. Okie dokes. So let's just glue this bit. And pop it into there. Excellent. So now it's all pretty much square going through it, whereas you'll notice the one that I made earlier actually does have that sort of thing where it's starting to sort of shift over, because at the time I didn't realize that that's what I needed to do. So now I know, and I can pass that knowledge on to you guys. So yay for mistakes, as they say, because you kind of learn from them. So now what I've done is I've cut some extra bits. So into this. So for the inside matte pieces, now I've actually chosen for this one not to use a really pretty paper, because I realised after I did that I was only going to be adding pictures on top of it and you wouldn't really see the pretty paper. So then I thought, oh, well, that was a bit of a waste of pretty paper really. But some of them, what I'll do is I'll just use half of it and I'll put a little, description of what the photos are about, so at least you can see some of the papers. And unfortunately I haven't got around to actually printing the pictures properly yet. So I've got one of Santa. Tom was Santa, and I've got Josh in his uniform, and Josh in his that was his scout uniform. He's now moved up to Venturers, and Josh's birthday, and then a bit of Samuel and Ben, and Sam doing his Vanos glove, stone infinity glove, Sam again, and one of Ben with the cat sitting on his back. So I thought I might send those off to my mum once I've actually got them printed out properly and I can stick them in. However, anyway, for the matte pieces for the inside, you're actually going to want to cut them 12.3 centimetres by 8.5 centimetres. Oh yeah, I've got a fly in here with me. So these will just sit quite nicely on there like that. So you're going to have basically pieces that go. Now when it comes to this one, you can either leave it as that. So this is the part that has the envelope part. So you can leave it, oh whoops, as that, and then have this piece that can slide in and out. So if you're going to do that, come on. Yeah, that'll still work. Sorry, just slightly making things up as they go along at the moment. Because isn't that what we all do? So I'm just going to add a bit of glue just around the edge there, because I don't want to glue here and then find that I've got the opening all glued up. So then I'm just going to go around. Come on. The edge like this. Might be able to go all the way actually up to the top there. And like that. Then that can just sit straight onto that, and you're not going to end up with glue in that little opening area. Hopefully that makes sense. Can you see there? So because this is going to be a little pull out piece, let me just bring in the other box so you can see what I'm talking about. So you've got a pull out piece here, and what I'll do is I'll actually put a piece of white or vanilla on there on both sides so that I can journal a little bit with it. And then that will slide back into there. So you're going to want to have a little piece of ribbon. Oh, excuse my arm. And so with the ribbon, I don't recommend using the glue because it will take forever to dry, and then you're going to end up with it oozing through the ribbon and going all sticky and horrible. So I would use either my Stamping Seal Plus, or even some tear and tape adhesive, which is this one here, which is pretty strong, and it's like double-sided sticky tape, but it's stronger than double-sided sticky tape, if that makes sense. Good. Let me just find a random bit of scrap paper, and I'm just going to add a bit of the Stamping Seal to the end of this. Sorry, done off screen. And all you're going to do is just create that as a little tab. So then you've got your little tab, and it can just sit straight into there. Obviously you want to cover that up with something nice so that it doesn't look like it's just randomly on there. Okay, and then once you've got all these pieces on, so you're just going to do this all the way through it. Once those are all on, then you'll be able to take it and stick it in this way, so that it pulls out like that, not the other way, because it doesn't pull out properly when you do it the other way, as I discovered last time. So then that will just be a case of, so obviously, oh excuse me, this bottom bit you don't need to decorate, because, oh seriously, this glue thing has heaps of glue in it, but it always ends up down the other end somehow. So then that can just sit straight into there like that, and you just hold it down for a moment or two. Isn't it cool? These boxes are actually, they've got this shiny inside to them, because apparently that makes them food grade. So potentially you could put food into it, but sorry, I've now got a little bit of sticky there. But personally, I probably wouldn't put food directly into it, because the ants would be all over it in seconds if it did. But, you know, that's just me and our house. Ants seem to love our house. I'm sure it's probably the same thing everywhere you go in Australia. So there we go. That is how you can create yourself a little album to go into there. And I was thinking, you know, although I'm doing this as little Christmas presents, I just thought, how lovely would it be if this was done for an 18th or a 21st birthday, and you had a whole heap of photos. Obviously, you know, there's scope to put more into here. You don't have to just stick with those 6 sheets or whatever it is that I put in there. And yeah, I just thought that would be a really cool gift to receive, you know, with your photos throughout your life in it, showing just different stages of your life. So yeah, there you go. Even at the end of term, I'm just thinking that you know, some of the kids at the end of term, if we got photos of them, we could put them into something like this and show, you know, their progression through school as they're leaving grade 6. Anyway, thoughts, there you go. So the slide-in pieces that we've just put the little bit of ribbon on. Oh, the other thing you do want to do is on the first one, you also want to put a little bit of ribbon there so that it makes it easy to haul it out to begin with. So, and I really should hold it this way up. So you've got your 2 pieces here that slide out, but you also just want one little piece of ribbon there, which you then hide behind some of the papers that you're putting over top of it. So those inside slide-in pieces are measured 9.2 by 12.6 centimetres. What I'll do is I'll put a photo of this into the comments as well. So hopefully you have enjoyed this little presentation. Come back next week and I will show you how to cover a box like this. Because one of the other ladies, I think it was Renee, actually said, hey, I'd like to learn how to cover a box like that. And then you've got this really cool box. So go the flea treatment. Okay, I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.